Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome here as we get set for tonight's race for the third season of the Pizza Hut X Series, race number 10 on the season, and it's the last race of the first half of the regular season for these Pizza Hut X Series drivers as we get ready for and whoever came up with this name clearly needs a hobby because it's a very long name, the Virginia 529 College Savings 250. Hey. Anyway, 40 laps of racing here tonight under the lights at Richmond. Hometown boy J Shelly will line up on the pole position. J Shelly, not too far away here, his hometown of Chesapeake, Virginia, so would love to be able to win here in front of his home crowd. Alongside of him is a driver who has been very good in the last couple of weeks, and that is Scott Roush, who finds himself ninth in the point standings coming into this evening's race. J Shelly actually at our last race, which was at FTF 2 weeks ago, ended up having a very solid run, almost picked up a victory, and jumped up 10 spots in the standings to 18th. So Shelly's starting to turn his season around, and you know, Richmond's a track that a lot of times track position is a very key factor, and maybe starting on the pole may have him pointed en route to his first win of the season. Behind them, you've got P.J. Williams in the 48. Of course, P.J. Williams reaping the benefits of winning the race back at, what track was it? I'm trying to remember. It was before FTF, and I can't think of where it was. Score 4, help me out. Kansas, that's where it was at. Apologize, I couldn't think of what the track was. And he comes into today's race, or tonight's race, I should say, currently 11th in the point standings, and alongside of him, Joshua Osborne. He's still looking for his first win of the season, is Osborne, who was a two-time winner last season. Osborne coming into this race is 32nd in the point standings. So 40 laps of racing here this evening at Richmond, and we had anything but green flag racing really last night in the Tax Slayer Truck Series race. We'll have to see if we get green flag runs here tonight. We're about to find out. Let's go down trackside, get those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
And with that, it's time to give you your stages and your top 10 in the point standings. Your stages tonight are the same as Tax Slayer Truck Series race last night with 40 laps. It'll be 15, 15, and 10. So the completions of laps 15, 30, and 40 will be the end of your first, second, and third stages. Your top 10 coming into tonight's race, presented by Golden Corral. Austin LaPlante continues to grow that points lead. 62 points in hand over the former champion Benny Watson. J Qualls is third in the standings, fourth A Navarro with Jordan Anderson in fifth. Jay Jefferson is sixth in the standings, Noah Cars in seventh, Elijah Gilbert in eighth with Scott Roush and M McIntire completing your top 10. LaPlante, Navarro, Anderson, and Jefferson are the former winners inside the top 10. You got P.J. Williams 11th, last time out winner Chelsea Bowles in 13th. And we'll give you the rest in just a moment. Green flag is out here at Richmond. Let's roll. The other former winners with where they are: Madeline Crenshaw, Daytona winner, 25th. Noah Pontzer, 26th. Glenn Dewitt in 29th. So their wins would count towards a chase spot. We do have a driver outside of the top 30 in the points that has a win this season. That's Chloe Ericsson. She's 33rd in points coming into this race. Battle for the lead is on. P.J. Williams to the inside of J Shelly as I hit the wrong key. Got a nice aerial view there, and whoa! P.J. Williams trying the bottom, and he may have gotten a little squirrely. Shelly's going to be able to get back around for the top position. P.J. Williams trying to get that inside line going, but I think he had two tires down there below that yellow line, and with two tires down on the flat part of the track and two tires down or up on the banking part of the car or of the track. Wow, I can't talk tonight. That's just going to get your car really squirrely. Is Aiden Shepard going to tuck in line there in the third position? Daniel Olson, Ralph Mason battling there. Elijah Gilbert, Chloe Ericsson in this group as well, as Erickson's starting to fall back a bit now. And J Shelly out in front showing the way. If I remember correctly, last season, a track somewhat similar to this, Kentucky Speedway. It's a lot bigger than Richmond, obviously, but J Shelly at the time was driving the number 16, and the 17 at the time, I think, was being driven by Jonathan Zoyle. Oh, are we into caution? There was a spin in turn 2 rather. Looking to see, I think we're under caution. think the first yellow coming out here, even though we were able to complete 4 laps, and that's a miracle in and of itself. Looking to see if the pace car's down here. Oh no, we're still green. Somebody spun off turn 2. You can see the skid marks, but they might have saved it. And it looks like it could have very well been the 09 of Alexander Rowe. Chris Dollerton, Noah Cars, and J Jefferson back here. I don't know if we can get a good look at the right side of the Allegiant Pepsi Chevrolet. Oh, caution's out now, I think. Pit road lights were red, indicating that pit road was closed. So I think we're under yellow. Lights are still red there at the pit road entrance. As PJ Williams to the inside, and oh yeah, we had another spin, this time on the front straightaway. Yellow flag has definitely got to be out, and it is. So J Shelly led us back to the caution. PJ Williams going to have to give that spot back, and we had another wreck on the back straightaway. So we had a wreck on the front stretch and then a wreck on the back stretch. And that one looked like it involved more than just a single car spin, based on the skid marks there littered all the way down the back straightaway. So the Sweet Frog Chevrolet of James Shelly out in front here for the first caution of the evening. It came out on lap number 6, I believe. Might have been lap number 7. We'll take a look at a replay of what brought out this yellow flag. First going to look here, since we have the caution flag to do it, at the solo car spin in turn 2, and there you see it. Alexander Rowe down in front of Noah Cars. Car's going to hook him. And up and hard into that outside wall goes the 09. He pancaked the entire right side of his car. Fortunately, it was where the safer barrier still was. But it didn't bring out a caution because the 09 never actually spun around. So that is why we weren't under yellow. So this was definitely a very timely caution for him. He's still in the lead lap, and now he'll be able to come down and get that car repaired, especially on the right side of his Chevy Camaro. Now let's see what the caution was that basically saved Alexander Rowe from having to make a pit stop under green. Well, here's what happened. They were almost 3 wide coming here off turn number 4, and watch the left side of your screen. The 5 Pilot Chevrolet of Phil Parker going to get hooked in the left rear by Joshua Osborne. That sends him down into the 20 of Ashlyn Boyd. And Boyd's going to go up the racetrack right in front. I believe that was Scott Roush. I think he got a little bit of contact there in the driver's side door. That's A Baranauskas caught up there on the high side behind the backwards facing 20. And oh boy, then you see Ryan George spin down right in front of, I think that was Alexander, or no, that was actually A Lagasee in the 90. And then a little contact there with the 9 of M McIntire. Everybody else trying to slow up to avoid. And I think for the most part everybody else did. But then we had something happen in the back straightaway. Let's see what that was. And this one involved our winner last time out at FTF, Chelsea Bowles, in the middle 3 wide there with Cole Deaver and Kyle Keith. She goes down, hooks Deaver into the 29, and then she hits the wall, comes down across the nose of Kyle Langland. And then Langland gets clobbered by the 11 of Jordan Anderson. A lot of damage there on Langland, a lot of damage on Anderson, a lot of damage on Chelsea Bowles. We also should mention, too, that out of the race already, as well due to a mechanical problem, is R Reynolds in the 34. He came to pit road back on lap 2, and we've received word it was a clutch problem for his car, so a mechanical problem taking him out of the race. But that is what put us under the caution for the first time here tonight. Let's go back for the green. Green flag will come back out on lap 13 of 40, as the pace car has indicated we're going green this next time by. There you see the drivers out of the race. The aforementioned R Reynolds, mechanical problem for him back on lap 2, so he's out of the race due to the clutch issue we just mentioned. And also out of the race is the car of Kyle Langland, who clobbered the back of the 31 of the spinning Chelsea Bowles. So 40 cars still running of our original 42. And all 40 still in the lead lap. James Shelly will bring us back to the green with PJ Williams second, Aiden Shepard in third, Matthew Daleo in fourth, Patrick Curtis fifth, and it's Jacob Rose, Daniel Olson, Noah Pontzer, Dawson Wise, and Ralph Mason. 5-10 green flag back in the air here at Richmond. Already the battle on for third. Matthew Daleo to the inside of Aiden Shepard. Patrick Curtis going to follow him, battling for the lead maybe on P.J. Williams with a nice run out of turn 2. Can he get to the inside of Shelly going into 3? Not quite this time. Williams has been close, being able to pass Shelly, but Shelly's been able to turn him back. And now, P.J. Williams has more important things to worry about because the 12 of Matthew Daleo is starting to reel him in for second place. Daleo actually looked like he was going to try the outside line there for a moment on P.J. Williams through 3 and 4. Outside line doesn't have nearly as much grip as the inside line. You just can't run it too low on the inside line, and Daleo will now go to the inside of P.J. Williams for second, so that alleviates some pressure off James Shelly for the moment, at least, of having to defend the race lead. James Shelly will also come around, and he will get himself 10 valuable bonus points and a playoff point as he wins the first stage here this evening at Richmond. Shelly, a former chaser from last season, drove the number 16 Ford Mustang that's already been to victory lane this season at least once with Austin LaPlante and currently is leading the point standings. Matthew Daleo, a former chaser back from season 1. He was a 3-time winner that year. Former winner last season as well, went to victory lane at the Dodge Motor Dome, but was not in the chase for the championship last season. So he has picked up at least one win in the first 2 seasons of Pizza Hut X Series competition, looking to pick up a win here in his 3rd full-time season. Jacob Rose to the inside for second place. Jacob Rose, to my knowledge, his best finish of his career was a 3rd place finish back at Talladega in season 2 when his teammate then Christian Merrick Jr. went to victory lane. Jacob Rose still for his first win of his career, and he may get the lead from Shelly. Nice run out of 4, and he will get to the left rear quarter panel as the two will drag race down into turn 1. Not much of a drag race. Rose clears for the lead. Patrick Curtis now there, lined up trying to take second place. And he will take that position. So now the NOS Energy Toyota Camry of Jacob Rose out in front showing the way. Jacob Rose 22nd in the point standings coming into this race. Certainly could use a good run here tonight, and the caution is out. And I saw a plume of black smoke right there that the drivers went through, and that's a fatal sign for some driver as we had another incident, looks like out of turn number 2. Jacob Rose, not certain really wanted to see that caution. He had a very strong car there on that run, and he was starting to pull away a bit for the race lead. Some front-end damage there on Jordan Anderson, but I think that was from the earlier incident involving Kyle Langland and Chelsea Bowles. A Lagasee's got some damage as well, but I think he was involved in an earlier incident. Trying to look and see if there's anybody that's on pit road. I don't see anybody, so I'm not exactly certain who it was that got involved to bring out this, our second caution. But we've reached the halfway point, and only 2 yellow flags. We had 4 yellow flags by time we reached the halfway point in last night's Truck Series race, so certainly a better change than what we had last night. But as the yellow flag is out, let's take a look and see if we can find out what happened off turn number 2. Well, a couple of teammates, a couple of former winners this season. Points leader Austin LaPlante and teammate Glenn Douthitt are the two that make the contact with each other here off turn number 2. Douthitt going to hook the 16 around, and watch this save by LaPlante. Spinning down towards the inside save for barrier, and watch this. Look at how close he is. I don't think he made contact with the wall. I think he was able to completely avoid the wall. That is an amazing save by Austin LaPlante to not have any damage whatsoever. Yes, he lost a lot of track position, but man, what a showing of drivesmanship there on the part of Austin LaPlante, being able to keep that thing from hitting the wall. Let's take another look. All right, we are looking from the helicopter view because I want to see. I do not think that that left rear quarter panel touched the wall. Let's see. Gets hooked right there. Car's going to spin around. Let's watch carefully as he nears the wall right there. Oh, boy. He might have clipped it. I can't tell. It almost looked like he might have made a little bit of contact there with the left rear. But, man, even if he did, the fact that that did not clobber the inside or the entire rear housing of that Ford Mustang is an unbelievable feat by Austin LaPlante to be able to save that car. That's to put us under the caution. Solo car spin involving the points leader. Let's go back for the green. Green flag will come back out on lap 25 of 40. And a tough break for Madeline Crenshaw. We mentioned R.J. Reynolds out of the race due to a mechanical problem. When we went back green, the 3 car pulled out of the pacing line with an apparent engine issue, came to pit road, and they diagnosed it as a piston issue. So Madeline Crenshaw will not finish out tonight's race. And that's not good for Crenshaw as the green flag's back out. Crenshaw came into this race 25th in the points. Matter of fact, she dropped 9 spots in the standings after our FTF race. So she's going to really free fall through the standings with another DNF here tonight. Side by side for the lead. Patrick Curtis on the bottom. Jacob Rose up top. Noah Pontzer looking to see which lane's going to move. And here comes PJ Williams back into the fray. Curtis will take the race lead. Patrick Curtis, good friend of Alex Gray, who finished top 5 here in the Truck Series race last night, so I'm certain that Curtis was chewing off the ear of Alex Gray, trying to get as much information as necessary to be able to know how to work this racetrack, and now, was he given enough information on how to hold off Jacob Rose? Rose back to the bottom, looking for the top position once again. Look now, Elijah Gilbert, the defending champion, has now worked his way up into the 5th position, now looking for 4th off PJ Williams, as it's side by side for 2nd between Noah Pontzer and Patrick Curtis. Now for Noah Pontzer, he'd love to be able to pick up another win here tonight. Not only is he kind of struggling in the point standings right now, 26th in points, but a 2nd win could put him into a locked up chase spot heading into the 2nd half of the regular season. He now has slipped into 2nd place, trying to run down the NOS Energy Toyota Camry of Jacob Rose. Let's jump back here to this battle going on for 3rd place. Patrick Curtis has it. Elijah Gilbert wants it. PJ Williams back there in the 5th spot. And how about Dawson Wise in the 22? Good run for him as he's up in 6th place. Rose, though, continuing to show the way. 11 laps to go here at Richmond. Pontzer hanging there in 2nd. 3rd place now Patrick Curtis, as Elijah Gilbert's lost a little bit of touch with him. He's now about to get reeled in by PJ Williams for the 4th position. Matt McIntire has now jumped up into 9th, and how about Cole Deaver up to 10th? McIntire was held up by the spinning Ashlyn Boyd under our first caution, and Cole Deaver ended up getting involved in that follow-up wreck in the first yellow when he got hooked by Chelsea Bowles up into Kyle Keith. So a nice rebound for both these drivers to be up inside of the top 10 here in the closing stages. Elijah Gilbert just got around Patrick Curtis. That was for 3rd. PJ Williams going to follow and take 4th place. So the 55 and the 48 look like all of a sudden their cars are coming to life here in the closing stages. Noah Pontzer trying to catch Jacob Rose, but right now he has lost some ground to the 18. It's about a half-second gap back to 28, who really slid through the corner there in 1 and 2. That car was really loose. Dawson Wise now following the freight train. He will now knock Patrick Curtis out of the top 5. He'll move to 5th, Curtis back to 6th. Jacob Rose continues to grow the race interval advantage, now almost 7/10 of a second separating him and the 28. The 28 losing ground does not look like that car is firmly under control, and that may end up hurting him because Elijah Gilbert is slowly starting to reel him in for 2nd place. But I don't know if Elijah Gilbert would have enough time to get up there, battle with Noah Pontzer, and then also be able to catch and pass Jacob Rose. 2nd full-time season for the 18. And looking for his 1st career win in the Pizza Hut X Series. Think about last season. 20 car went to victory lane with Christian Merrick Jr. The 19 of Michael Haas almost won the Auto Club race last year. And then the year before that, the 20 car went to victory lane twice with Jeffrey Finguy behind the wheel in season 1. The 18 car has never been to victory lane, to my knowledge, in the Pizza Hut X Series. And Jacob Rose is trying to remedy that here tonight. Slower car up ahead. That is the 90 of A Lagasee, and traffic could be a factor in the closing stages here as it was 3 laps to go. But Rose hit the line last time by. He will get to the inside of Lagasee. The next car he'll have to deal with is the 11 of Jordan Anderson. Very quick, very clean pass by Rose on Lagasee. Noah Pontzer going to try and do the same. Still about 0.7 of a second separation from the 18 back to the 28. Next car ahead is the 11 of Jordan Anderson. Rose will probably encounter him out of turn number 4. A white flag will be displayed this time by for Jacob Rose, who will get to the inside of Anderson going into turn 1. Smooth sailing for the NOS Energy Toyota Camry out of Joe Gibbs Racing. Jacob Rose looking for his first career win in the NNSCRA, first career win in the Pizza Hut X Series. He will get it. What a job by Jacob Rose. He wins here tonight at Richmond in the Virginia 529 College Savings 250. Second full-time season, and I think he just passed his best career finish. Big win for Jacob Rose. 22nd in the points, and now we may end up be talking about Jacob Rose in the conversation as far as drivers that are eligible for a spot in this season's Pizza Hut X Series chase for the championship. Last season, Joe Gibbs Racing was represented by Christian Merrick Jr. This season, they could very well be represented by Jacob Rose. And I'm finding this very interesting too, because our last 2 races so far, we've had first-time winners picking up the first win of their career in NNSCRA. Last night it was Nicholas Ray in the Truck Series. Tonight it's Jacob Rose. What does that mean for tomorrow night's Hershey's Cup Series race? Noah Pontzer will bring it home in second. This is certainly a well-needed run for him, as he's going to be able to get a little bit of distance between himself and 30th in the point standings, that cutoff line. He came in 27th in the points into tonight's race. PJ Williams, a great run for him in third, so this will keep we'll move him back into the top 10 in points. He dropped out of the top 10 after FDF. Joshua Osborne, really good run for him, well-needed run for him. Still looking for that first victory. He's 4th. Patrick Curtis will be the highest finishing rookie this evening in 5th place. Elijah Gilbert, Matthew Daleo, Dawson Wise, Matt McIntire, and Glenn Dewitt will be your top 10. Then it'll be Cole Deaver in 11th, 12th, Aiden Shepard. James Shelly fell back all the way to 13th place after leading a good portion of the first half of this race. Kyle Keith will finish in 14th. And Chelsea Bowles, after that spin out on our first caution, battled back for a 15th place finish. Also a comeback for Austin LaPlante after he got spun out for our second caution, our last caution of the evening. He gets 23rd. Ashlyn Boyd also got spun around under our first caution. She battled back for a 20th place finish. So some pretty good comebacks for a couple of drivers here this evening. Look on down through the remainder of the finishing results. Not a good run here tonight for James Qualls. He finished in the 37th position, last car on the lead lap. That's a driver that came into this race 3rd in the point standings, so he'll drop a couple of spots in points for sure. And then we had 2 drivers finish off the lead lap there, got lapped in the closing stages, Jordan Anderson and A Lagasee. And then 3 drivers out of the race, only 1 driver due to wreck damage. That was Kyle Langland finishing 41st. Madeline Crenshaw finished 40th due to a piston issue. And R Reynolds didn't even complete 3 laps here this evening before having to retire due to a clutch issue, finishing him in 42nd place. But tonight's racing was certainly a lot better than it was in the Taxler Truck Series race in terms of green flag racing. Which side of the spectrum is our Hershey's Cup Series race going to fit on in tomorrow night's event? But Jacob Rose gets his first win of his career and first win in the Pizza Hut X Series as he takes the checker flag here tonight at Richmond. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. We've shown your full finishing results. These are your rookie points and your overall points. This series will be taking an off week next week, as of course we've got our Hershey's Cup Series All-Star Race weekend. And then all 3 series will be taking and starting off the second half of the regular season at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So be sure to tune in for that race weekend. We'll cap off our race weekend here from Richmond with tomorrow night's Hershey's Cup Series race before we get ready for All-Star Race Weekend. We'll see you guys then as you've been watching a production of the SRA Offline Racing at its best.